A poor village girl entered a billionaire's mansion as a maid, never knowing she would one day steal the heart of the family's only son. In the rich city of Lagos, a beautiful young maid named Amara worked inside the powerful Adeniya mansion. She cleaned floors, washed dishes, and struggled every day to care for her sick mother in the village. One evening, excitement filled the mansion as the billionaire's son, Tunde Adeniya, returned home from university abroad. Handsome, rich, powerful. While everyone admired him, Amara stayed quiet and focused on her work. Later that night,
Clean the young master's room before morning.
Yes, ma'am.
but unknown to her, one unexpected moment behind that bedroom door was about to change both their lives forever. Amara entered the room quietly, but one mistake changed everything. Late that night, Amara went to clean Tan's room. The mansion was silent. She cleaned the bed, arranged his clothes, and wiped the table carefully. Then she heard water running inside the bathroom. Thinking the bathroom was empty, she slowly opened the door. Suddenly, she froze. Tund was bathing. Both of them shouted in shock. Amara quickly turned to run, but her foot slipped. Before she could fall, Tund rushed to catch her, but his towel dropped immediately. Amara screamed loudly. Tund lost balance too, and both of them fell to the floor together. For a moment, their eyes locked. Everything became awkward and silent. Amara quickly pushed him away, embarrassed. "I'm sorry, sir," she cried before running out of the room. Tund remained there, unable to stop thinking about her, and downstairs, Amara held her chest tightly as her heart raced fast. That night, neither of them could sleep. The next morning, Amara avoided Tund completely. Whenever she saw him coming, she quickly walked away. She was too embarrassed to face him again, but Tunde was different. He could not stop thinking about her eyes, her voice, and the way she looked at him before running away. For the first time in his life, no rich girl interested him anymore. While sitting on the balcony one afternoon, Tunde saw Amara outside watering flowers in the garden. The sunlight touched her soft skin beautifully. Tund stared quietly. He smiled without realizing it. Downstairs, Amara suddenly looked up and noticed him watching her. Their eyes met. Amara quickly looked away and became nervous. Later that evening, Tund purposely left his room messy. Clothes on the floor, books scattered everywhere, just so Amara would come clean again. When she entered the room quietly, she froze after seeing him sitting there. Tunde smiled softly. "Relax, I won't bite." Amara lowered her eyes shyly, but deep inside, something had already started growing between them. Amara cleaned quietly while trying not to look at Tund. But she could feel his eyes on her. "Why are you always running away from me?" Tund asked softly. Amara became nervous. "I'm sorry, sir. I was embarrassed." Tund laughed gently. "It was an accident." For the first time, Amara smiled a little. The room suddenly felt less awkward. Tund stood up and walked closer to her. Amara's heart started beating fast again. "What's your name?" he asked. "Amara," she replied quietly. "Beautiful name," Tund said. Amara looked surprised. No rich man had ever spoken to her so kindly before. They talked for a few more minutes, simple conversation, but to both of them, it felt special. As Amara turned to leave the room, Tund stopped her. "Amara." She looked back slowly. "I'm happy you opened that bathroom door." Amara's cheeks turned red immediately. She smiled shyly and rushed out of the room. But unknown to them, someone downstairs had already noticed the growing connection between them, and trouble was slowly coming. After their conversation, Tunde started looking for Amara everywhere in the mansion. Sometimes he asked for water even when he was not thirsty. Sometimes he purposely dropped books just to call her into his room. And each time they talked, their connection became stronger. Amara tried hard to hide her feelings, but every time Tund smiled at her, her heart melted. One evening, they laughed together while arranging books in the library. For the first time in a long while, Amara felt truly happy, but they were not alone. From upstairs, one of the workers secretly watched them. The news quickly spread around the mansion. The young master likes the maid. Soon, whispers filled the house. Some workers became jealous. Others were shocked. But the most dangerous person to hear the rumor was Vanessa Okoro, Tun's rich and powerful fiancée, the woman already planning to marry him. That night, Vanessa arrived unexpectedly into the mansion. Luxury heels, expensive dress, cold eyes. As she entered the house, she noticed something strange immediately. Tund was smiling at his phone, and for the first time, it was not because of her. The moment Vanessa saw Amara, she understood why Tund had changed. The next morning, the mansion became busy again. Workers rushed around preparing breakfast for Vanessa Okoro, Tund's rich and powerful fiancée. Amara stayed quiet in the kitchen, trying not to attract attention. Then suddenly,
You!
Amara looked up quickly. Vanessa was staring directly at her. For a moment, the whole kitchen became silent. Vanessa slowly walked closer. Her expensive perfume filled the air. "So this is the maid everyone is talking about," she said coldly. Amara lowered her eyes respectfully. "I'm sorry, Ma." Vanessa looked her up and down with jealousy hidden behind her smile. "You're beautiful for a maid," she said. The words sounded like praise, but felt like an insult. At that moment, Tund entered the kitchen. The second he saw Vanessa standing close to Amara, his expression changed immediately. Vanessa noticed it, and she smiled secretly. "Interesting. Very interesting, Tund," Vanessa said softly, holding his arm. "Your workers seem very comfortable around you these days." Tund removed her hand gently. "They're human beings, Vanessa." Amara quickly excused herself and rushed out of the kitchen before more trouble started. But as she walked away, she could feel Vanessa's cold eyes following her. And deep inside, Vanessa already made a decision. Amara had to leave that mansion, no matter what it would take. One small gift was enough to make Vanessa furious. After meeting Vanessa, Amara decided to stay away from Tund completely. She no longer looked at him. No more smiles, no more conversations. But Tund noticed immediately. One evening, Amara quietly cleaned the living room alone. Then she heard footsteps behind her. She turned slowly and saw Tunde standing there. "I've been looking for you all day," he said softly. Amara looked nervous. "Please, sir. Your fiancé already hates me." Tund moved closer. "I don't care." Then he brought out a small gift box. Amara's eyes widened. "No, open it." Slowly, she opened the box. Inside was a beautiful gold necklace. Amara became speechless.
No one has ever bought me something this expensive before.
You deserve more.
Tunde smiled. Before Amara could reply, a loud voice suddenly came from behind.
What is going on here?
Both of them froze. Vanessa stood there angrily. And in that moment, everything changed. Vanessa was angry, but what she did next shocked the entire mansion. Vanessa walked slowly toward Amara. Her eyes burned with jealousy. "So this is why you've been avoiding me?" she asked Tund coldly. Tund stepped forward.
Vanessa, calm down.
But Vanessa ignored him completely. She suddenly snatched the gold necklace from Amara's hand. "You think a maid can steal my man?" she shouted. Amara's eyes filled with tears immediately.
It's not like that.
Vanessa slapped Amara hard in front of everyone. The workers gasped in shock. Amara almost fell. But before Vanessa could touch her again, Tund grabbed Vanessa's hand angrily.
Enough!
For the first time ever, Tunda shouted at his fiancée because of another woman. Vanessa looked at him in disbelief. The entire mansion froze. And deep inside, Amara realized this love was becoming dangerous. The slap was bad, But what happened next was even worse. After Vanessa left angrily, the mansion remained quiet. Nobody dared to speak. Amara cleaned her tears and quickly walked away. But before she could escape,
Stop right there!
a cold voice echoed through the mansion. It was Mrs. Adenier, Tun's mother. She had heard everything. Slowly, she walked downstairs with anger written all over her face. Her eyes landed directly on Amara.
So you are the maid destroying this family?
Amara shook her head quickly.
No, Ma, I would never.
Silence!
Tund stepped forward immediately.
Mom, it's not her fault.
You are embarrassing this family because of a maid?
But his mother became even angrier.
If this girl does not leave this house, then you are no longer my son.
The workers watched in fear. Amara's heart broke instantly, and for the first time, Tund was forced to choose between his family and the girl he loved. Nobody expected the billionaire's son to say those words.
I love you, and I want to be with you.
The mansion was completely silent. Mrs. Adenier waited angrily for her son's answer. Vanessa stood beside her with a proud smile. Amara could not stop crying. Tund,
Choose now. Family. Or the maid.
everyone held their breath. Then Tund slowly walked toward Amara and held her hand.
I love her.
The entire mansion froze. Vanessa's smile disappeared instantly. Mrs. Adenier looked shocked.
You cannot be serious.
His father said angrily after entering the room, but Tund stood strong.
For the first time in my life, I'm choosing my own happiness.
Amara looked at him with tears in her eyes. Nobody had ever defended her like this before. His father's face became dark with anger.
Then leave this house. If you walk away with this maid, don't ever call yourself an Adeni again.
But Tund did not let go of Amara's hand, and together, they walked out of the mansion, leaving wealth, power, and family behind. Love felt beautiful, until reality arrived. After leaving the Adenia mansion, Tund and Amara had nowhere to go. For the first time in his life, Tundi slept in a small cheap room without air conditioning, security, or servants. The billionaire's son was now carrying his own bags. Meanwhile, Amara blamed herself for everything.
You lost your family because of me.
She said tearfully, but Tund held her hands gently.
No, I left because of
Days
love.
became harder. Tundi's bank card stopped working. His father blocked all his accounts. Soon, they started running out of money. One night, rain leaked through the roof while Amara quietly cried in the darkness. Tunda looked around the tiny room and realized something painful. Love alone was not enough to survive. Then suddenly, someone knocked on the door. Tund opened it slowly and froze. Standing outside was Vanessa, smiling.
Vanessa came back with a smile, but her heart was full of revenge.
Tunda stood frozen at the door.
Vanessa, what are you doing here?
She smiled calmly and walked inside the tiny apartment. Her eyes moved around the poor room slowly. Then she looked at Amara and laughed softly.
So this is the life you chose?
Amara stayed silent. Vanessa turned back to Tund.
Your father is sick.
Tund's face changed immediately.
What?
He collapsed after you left the mansion.
Tund looked shocked and guilty. Then Vanessa moved closer.
Come back home. Your family will forgive you, but only if you leave her.
The room became silent. Amara's heart broke instantly. She slowly looked at Tund, waiting for his answer. Then Vanessa dropped one final bombshell.
If you refuse, your father will remove your name from his will forever.
Tund stood there speechless. Love it, or his family's empire. Sometimes, love means walking away. That night, Tund could not sleep. Vanessa's words kept repeating in his mind.
Your father is sick. If you refuse, your father will remove your name from his will forever.
His sick father, the family empire, the painful choice. But beside him, Amara was awake too, quietly crying. She already knew what had to happen. The next morning, Tund woke up and noticed something strange. Amara was gone. On the small table beside the bed was a letter. His hand shook as he opened it. Tund,
I love you too much to destroy your future. Go back to your family. Forget about me.
Tears filled Tunzi's eyes immediately. Then he noticed something else. Amara had taken all her bags. She was really gone. At that moment, Tund realized losing his wealth was nothing compared to losing her. And somewhere, far away, Amara sat inside an old village bus, crying silently as the city disappeared behind her.
Amara, where are you?
Began the moment Amara disappeared. Tund lost peace completely. 4 days, Tund searched everywhere in Lagos. Bus stations, markets, hospitals, even the small streets she once talked about. But Amara was nowhere to be found. He stopped eating properly, stopped sleeping. Everywhere he looked reminded him of her. Meanwhile, Vanessa secretly smiled, because she knew something Tund didn't know. Amara had gone back to her village, far away from the city. One evening, Tund returned to the apartment exhausted and hopeless. Then suddenly, his phone rang. Unknown number. Slowly, he answered.
Hello?
Please, if you truly love Amara, come quickly.
Tund's heart stopped.
Who is this?
But the call ended immediately, and for the first time, Tund finally had hope again. Tund thought Amara left him, but the truth was far more painful. Without wasting time, Tund drove all night to the village. Dusty roads, heavy rain, one goal in his heart: find Amara. The next morning, he finally arrived at the small village clinic. Then he saw her. Amara looked weak, pale, tired. The moment she saw Tund standing at the door, her eyes filled with tears.
Tunde, why did you come?
She whispered. Before he could answer, an old nurse walked out slowly and said something that changed everything.
She needs less stress now, Chloe. Especially in her condition.
Tund looked confused.
What condition?
The nurse smiled softly.
Your wife is pregnant.
Then she dropped the shocking truth. Your wife is pregnant. Tund froze completely. Amara lowered her head and started crying. And suddenly, everything became bigger than love. The moment Vanessa heard the truth, her love turned dangerous. Back in Lagos, Vanessa was smiling peacefully. She believed Amara was finally gone forever. But everything changed with one phone call.
Madam, Tunde found her.
Vanessa sat up immediately. Then the worker added softly.
She's pregnant.
Silence. Vanessa's smile disappeared instantly. Her eyes became cold with anger. Pregnant? That meant Amara was now carrying the Adeniji family's future heir. Vanessa smashed the glass in her hand violently.
No.
No, she whispered angrily. Meanwhile, in the village, Tund held Amara's hands tightly. I'm never leaving you again. Amara cried softly as he touched her stomach carefully. They felt hope again. For the first time in a long while, but far away in Lagos, Vanessa was already planning something dangerous. And this time, she was ready to destroy everything.
2 days later, a black SUV stopped quietly inside Amara's village. Vanessa stepped out wearing dark glasses and a fake smile.
Vanessa came to the village smiling, but someone almost died that night. 2 days later, a black SUV stopped quietly inside Amara's village. Vanessa stepped out wearing dark glasses and a fake smile. Nobody in the village knew who she really was. Meanwhile, inside the small clinic, Amara finally looked happy again. Tundi stayed beside her every moment, but outside, danger had already arrived. That night, heavy rain fell across the village. Electricity suddenly went off. The clinic became dark. Then, a shadow quietly entered Amara's room. Amara woke up slowly and screamed, "Tund!" Tund rushed inside immediately and froze. Vanessa was standing there, holding a knife. Rain thundered loudly outside as Amara cried in fear. Vanessa's eyes burned with madness. "If I can't have you, then nobody will." 1 second later, everything turned into chaos. "Tund belongs to me," Vanessa screamed. Before anyone could react, she rushed toward Amara with the knife. Amara cried out in fear and covered her stomach immediately, but Tund jumped between them. The knife stabbed into his arm. Blood splashed across the clinic floor. Amara screamed loudly. Vanessa froze in shock. She never planned to hurt Tund. Outside, villagers rushed toward the clinic after hearing the screams. Vanessa panicked and tried to run, but as she reached the door, she slipped on the wet floor and crashed hard against the wall. The knife fell from her hand. Within seconds, angry villagers grabbed her before she could escape. Meanwhile, Amara held Tund tightly as blood ran down his arm. Tears filled her eyes. "You protected us!" she cried. Tunde looked at her weakly and smiled. "You and the baby are my family now?" And for the first time, Amara truly believed she was no longer just a maid. Just when Amara thought the nightmare was over, Tund's family arrived. The next morning, the quiet village shook as expensive black SUVs entered the dusty roads. Villagers gathered in shock. Then Chief Adeni stepped out slowly with his wife beside him. Powerful, cold, angry. Inside the clinic, Amara held Tunde's hand tightly after the attack. But suddenly, the clinic door opened. Mrs. Adenye walked in first. Her eyes moved from Amara to her pregnant stomach. Silence filled the room. Then Chief Adeni spoke coldly. "That child belongs to the Adenia family." Amara became nervous immediately. Tund stood up angrily. "She's not leaving me." But his father dropped a shocking offer. "Come back home, and the child will grow up rich." Then he looked directly at Amara. "But you will never become part of this family." Amara's heart sank. And once again, love and power stood face to face. Tund trusted his mother, but Amara heard something that broke her heart. Late that night, Mrs. Adeni secretly entered Amara's room in the clinic. Her face was calm, but her words were cold.
"You will never survive in our family."
Amara stayed silent. Then Mrs. Adeni moved closer.
"If you truly love my son, leave before you destroy his future forever."
Tears filled Amara's eyes. But the worst part came next.
He already agreed to return home with Vanessa.
Amara froze completely. "What?" she whispered painfully. Mrs. Adeni nodded slowly.
He chose his family.
Outside the room, thunder roared loudly, and inside, Amara's heart shattered again. The next morning, Tund woke up and rushed to Amara's room. But she was gone. Only her hospital bracelet remained on the bed. One old nurse destroyed Mrs. Adne's secret with a single sentence. Tundi searched the entire village like a madman, but Amara was nowhere to be found. Then suddenly, the old nurse stopped him outside the clinic.
"Your mother came to see her last night."
Tund froze.
What did she say?
The nurse hesitated.
What did she say?
"She told Amara you chose Vanessa, and that your family would never accept her child."
Tund's eyes widened in shock. Anger exploded inside him immediately. Back at the mansion, Mrs. Adeni sat calmly drinking tea. Then the front door burst open. Tund stormed inside furiously. For the first time in his life, the billionaire's son stood against his mother. This time, Tunde was no longer afraid of his family. The mansion became silent as Tunde faced his mother angrily.
You lied to her.
Mrs. Adenye stood up slowly.
I was protecting this family.
No, you destroyed my happiness.
Tunde, please, I only wanted to protect you.
Protect me, you ruined everything.
His father entered the room immediately after hearing the shouting.
What is happening here? She ruined my life, father.
I was trying to help.
Tunde looked directly at both parents. Then he said the words nobody expected.
If Amara and my child are not accepted, then I want nothing from this family.
Silence. Even the workers froze in shock.
I'm leaving, mother, for Amara, and I'm not coming back.
Mrs. Adney's eyes filled with fear for the first time, because she realized something painful. Her son was truly ready to abandon everything for Amara. Then Tunde turned around and walked out again. This time, not as a billionaire's son, but as a man fighting for his family. The maid they rejected became the queen of the Adenye family. After weeks of searching, Tunde finally found Amara in a small village nearby. She was working quietly on a farm with her baby growing inside her. The moment Amara saw him, she burst into tears.
I thought you chose them.
Tunde held her tightly.
I choose you. Always.
Back in Lagos, Vanessa was finally arrested for the clinic attack.
And for the first time, the Adenye family accepted defeat. Months later, the same mansion that once threw Amara out was now decorated for her wedding. Beautiful lights, African drums, dancing everywhere. Amara walked into the ceremony wearing a stunning white dress. The former maid had become the bride of the billionaire's son. As Tunde placed the ring on her finger, tears filled her eyes. Then he smiled softly and whispered, "You were never just a maid." And finally, after pain, betrayal, tears, and sacrifice, love won.